Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Joe. Welcome back. SNES is Life recap number 82. I think we're on 82. We got Beauty and the Beast from Disney, Barkley Shut Up and Jam, Three Ninjas Kickback, Super Godzilla, and F1 ROC2 The Race of Champions. Let's get this started. First up, Beauty and the Beast from Disney. Disney has always been a real contentious set of games. I'm sure they're not all developed by the same people, but like the Mickey games on the Sega were good. The Disney Afternoon stuff on the NES was great. The Lion King, albeit punishingly difficult, and Aladdin were both good. Beauty and the Beast is just god awful. It has a decent art style. It looks okay. You can see me, I'm stuck in a save state loop here because I have to kill that stupid back so I can only take one more hit before I die. It's all about trying to get from one side level to the other, and it's not one hit kills. You can take like 3 or 4 hits. I just happened to save state where I had only one hit left. But there's a lot of gotcha stuff in this. You know, guys will pop up out of the background and get you. The spikes are one hit kills. The control was just real loose. It didn't feel like you had any kind of ability to control your jumps. Like once you've jumped, you're in the air and you're just kind of moving. And because you can't see what's coming, you just end up dying a lot that way. Other than the look, it looked okay, but the music sound was nothing to write home about, and the gameplay was pretty poor. So that's a thumbs down for Beauty and the Beast. Barkley Shut Up and Jam, however, is a 2-on-2 basketball in the hood, according to the back of the box. It's street ball 2-on-2. This was built, to my knowledge, off the same game engine and developers as NBA Jam. And so it plays very, very similarly. It's a good game. Play it. Barkley Shut Up and Jam's fine. I got zero problems with it. It sounded good. It controlled well. Looks okay. I mean, the biggest thing, the biggest negative points for Barkley Shut Up and Jam is the roster. So if you're a sports fan, the roster is just a bunch of random made up characters, and then of course Charles Barkley. So, and there's only like 10, 12 playable characters, I think. So if you want more variety and actual sports personalities, then NBA Jam is going to be your go-to. An NBA Jam tournament, especially when you can unlock things like Billy the Bull and President Clinton, NBA Jam wins. But Barkley Shut Up and Jam was fine. It's a thumbs up. It's totally a basketball game that is worth playing. Next up, Three Ninjas Kickback. This was based off the Three Ninjas movies franchise. I think there were 2 or 3 of them. This was the second one. I think it was a bad Disney movie, if I recall, and it's a bad game. So there's 3 different brothers you can pick that I'm guessing have different attributes as far as like strength, jump ability, maybe, I'm the short brother in this one. It's all about just navigating these giant labyrinthian levels. And usually you're looking to just get to the end, but then there was a couple levels where it's like, hey, find these things, but there's really no indication what those things are from, say, the background image. And one of the levels got real annoying because it takes a lot. As I was playing the little kid, again, if maybe I played a guy that was stronger, one of the oldest brother or something, it would have been different. But this kid took like a lot of hits to kill enemies. And one of the items I had to find wasn't just in the level like the other items were. It was on the last enemy. So I had to get in there and kill him to get it. And there was just no indication that that's what I needed to do. So I went back and forth in this level for like 20 minutes looking for this last item. Couldn't find it. Finally, I just killed the dude. I was like, oh, look, he dropped it. Stupid. It looked okay. The sound and music were fine. The gameplay lacked. It's just if you're going to be an action platform, you got to be a really good action platformer, because Super Mario World kind of set the bar for that, and this is not Super Mario World. It was just not a very fun game, unfortunately. Don't play it. That's thumbs down. Next up, Super Godzilla. This was actually worse. So when I think Godzilla, I think monster stomping around city. I would think something akin to Sin City would be fun. Like that, you smash buildings, building smash. And you can do that, but it takes away from your health. And in this game, you're wandering around that map that you see, trying to get to another monster who you then have to beat up. And it's not like a traditional fighting game. It's this weird kind of push and give bar on the bottom of the screen that you're trying to get into your advantage. And then you have to like punch the character. And after you punch him, as you back off, this little box at the bottom will flash with different special moves, either a tail whip or a body slam or, plasma breath. And then you hit that. It took a long time to figure out exactly how that worked, and I don't think it was implemented well. One of the other things that bothers me is even though you're here to fight other monsters, and the city is clearly like working with you because they like increase your health when you go to power-up stations, but they also have tanks shooting you. And it's just like, why? Why are the tanks shooting me if I'm on your side? It was slow. It didn't sound good. It didn't play well. The fighting mechanic, which you're about to witness, was not great at all. It was subpar in every way you can imagine. They should have just made it a fighting game like King of Monsters. Or maybe like a strange version of Sim City where you walk around like Bowser smashing buildings. I think either of those would have done great. What they produced here was just awful. Thumbs down. Don't play it. Not a recommend. I would like you to... There's the push and pull bar you see. So his strong attack right there. His bar is like way over and he blasts me with lightning breath. Also, I would like to state that their attacks generally do way more damage than mine. But regardless of that, and this I think is the first fight, so I think I get my stomped in this one. Yeah, watch out, the enemy will shoot rays at you. You don't say. So there you see I'm trying to push the bar, but the closer you get to him, the more his bar builds up too. And so you have to learn, you have this like T-Rex arm for a punch, and you have to hit him before you back out and it activates your special window. And I'm giving it way more time than I ought to, but it's just did not play well. You can't escape from a battle. You can run away, which is what just happened there. Yeah, this was my first fight. And you go find these other towers to get extra energy from. God awful, don't play it. F1 ROC 2, Race of Champions. So the first F1 ROC game was a little more basic looking than this. This one looks like it stole the engine from F-Zero, and it probably did. You can see that the boundary lanes in the original game, I think, were just solid walls. In this one, they're these like little circular, my guess is tires. It looks more like you're racing, not Formula One cars, but just like experimental like aero race cars. The menu music was really good. There is no music during the race. The visuals were fine. I thought the graphics were completely acceptable. The control was difficult, but not unconsciously so. Like, you could get the hang of it. It took a little bit, but you got the hang of it. It had a neat kind of upgrade system. So the original F1 ROC was very simulation-y. As far as adjusting your struts and your tires and your wings on your cars and all this other stuff. This one is semi the same. So you can upgrade your tires, your bottom and your top fin, and your engine. That's it. You win money from every race. You have to invest that money into R&D so you can pick which things get researched. After that, it's just there. You can switch things in and out. And then every race... So the first race in the game is free. You can race as many times as you want. Doesn't matter. You run a qualifying run, and then you play the actual race itself. You do that for every race. But after that first race, all the other races have an entry fee. And I think... So that was the end of one of the other races that you just saw. I think that was the second race. So here's the thing. Racing games are not necessarily my jam. I think, if you've been with the channel forever and you go way back to the very first ones, I thumbed down F-Zero. I would play F-Zero over this, though. The sci-fi setting just feels more fun to me. That's not to say this game is totally bad. I do give it a thumbs down, only because I would rather play F-Zero, or Rock and Roll Racing, or Top Gear. There are other racing games I would rather play. This is not it. It is an acceptable racing game. It controls well enough that you can absolutely get into it. I can see why someone who likes Formula Racing or realistic-ish racing would like this. It does have one huge down point. In the race, those circles that form the barrier, a couple of times I hit that barrier and clipped through a circle and then got stuck there. And that completely just hoses the race for you. And I found that to be unforgivable. Like, if you're going to make the barrier be a barrier... Also, this one, it shoots you across the road when you hit the barrier, kind of like F-Zero. But, like, if you're going to put a barrier, that barrier has to stop you, but not, like, stick you, you know? The fact that I got stuck in it was... It's one thing if I hit a wall straight on, but I wasn't. I was, like, turning. It was like, boop, and I'm, like, in there going, dig, 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 and he had to, like, back out of it, and it was bad. So, it might be worth playing for some of you. I'm going to give it a thumbs down. It's not the worst racing game I've played by any stretch. And it is better, I think, than F1 ROC, the first game. So take that for what it is. That's it, though. That's those 5 games. We got 4 thumbs down and a thumbs up. And just the trash keeps coming, in my opinion. The next set of 5 games, I know there's at least one good one in there because there's the Street Fighter one that I think introduces T-Hawk and lets you play as Bison. It might introduce another couple characters. I don't remember. But that one's coming up. So we got at least one in the next set of 5 that's decent. But that's it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking out the Recap 82. We'll see you guys later.